Gemini, and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast for the week of March 2nd, guys. Happy leap year that just passed. This Mercury retrograde has been very weird and interesting at the same time. And I apologize, you're going to hear my dog chewing on a toy in the back. It was the only way to keep him quiet. So, outside of that, guys, let's jump in. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So, check all three. And if this is your first time watching me, thank you. If it serves you, resonates, or helps you in any way, please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really do appreciate it. All right, Gemini, let's take a deep breath in. And let's get started. Guidance and energy of Gemini for the week of March 2nd. He's so loud in the background. I love him. Gemini. Whoa. All right, gems. Page of Swords, Nine of Swords. The Magician, Two of Coins, the Lovers, King of Swords, 10 of Swords. This is a very swordish week for you, Geminis, but no worries. Look at, we're going to get through this. All right, guys. Starting out with the Page of Swords, Gemini, there might have been some information that was dealt to you recently that was pretty blunt, straight up, honest. And when you have the Page of Swords, it's kind of like, ooh, I wasn't expecting that a little bit. But it's not a bad thing. The truth, whether it comes slow, like you're ripping a Band-Aid off, or in the page, it is what it is. But this is happening to you so that you can really think, guys. You have the Nine of Swords on top of it. So this, whatever this was, it might be causing you guys a lot of mental stress, regret. Should I have done it this way? Should I have done it that way? Blah, But understand, when you have the Nine of Swords, yes, it's very stressful, and you might be expecting the worst and thinking the worst. But it's just your thoughts. 99% of the things you're kind of worried about won't come to pass. But if you focus there instead of actually doing something about it, you're just going to create self-fulfilling prophecies. They're like, look at whatever information you've got. And I'm going to be quite frank. This might be in terms of something you really care about. It could be work. It can be a romantic relationship. But they're saying, look at, you were given this information not to hurt you, not to punish you, not to make you go, oh, but if it puts you in that space so that you can be like, you know what? Like, that was kind of in my face. I wasn't expecting it, but what am I going to do with it? How am I going to recreate, change, redirect myself? We are still in Mercury retrograde. So this information is coming up so that you can do that. You know, reframe it, revise, reassess, reevaluate others, your world around you, yourself, and really yourself. But understand, let me explain why. Because everything comes from us, right? So instead of getting in a negative, deep mental space, pull yourself out and be like, wait a minute, where is this coming from? Why is this making me feel this way? Is it because I've done this before in the past? Is it because it's not the first time? Is it because I see the cycle, I don't like it? What is it? Because you have the Magician after that. The universe is like, this is happening because you manifested it in some way. And we all do that, right? So no shame in that game. We're always manifesting. Right now, we're doing it right now. But sometimes we do it consciously. Sometimes we do it unconsciously. And I feel the reason you're having this big old moment is because somewhere in you're aware of this pattern. It's not a surprise. Okay, so they're saying, look, you manifest in some way. So what are we going to do about it? How are we going to use what we know and with the knowledge of what we want to be or experience, and what are we going to change? Kind of like when you cook something and it doesn't taste good, change the recipe up. You're going to have to change the ingredients, and the ingredients come from you, Gem. You have the Two of Earth. So this is going to make you feel like a little overwhelmed. You have a lot on your plate. You're probably super busy. And this is not helping. This is not adding to the mix here. But it's like, look, let's consider a more playful approach. Being stressed is like praying for what you don't want, because it's a dominant energy. The universe always reflects back to you your dominant emotional vibration. Not your mental, your emotional. The mental energy is magnetic. Is electric. So it sends out the signal. The heart is magnetic. It brings it in. And it's 5,000 times bigger than the mental. So even if you're in your head, it's making you feel a certain way. So they're saying, let's clear this up. Let's get a little bit more balance. Let's prioritize what's important. Maybe you usually prioritize work, but really what you're valuing is relationships. So why is your priority skewed, or vice versa? Now you have the Lover's card on top of that with the King of Swords. It's really time for you to kind of get clear and balance. Get balance between your mental or your work sphere, career sphere, and your emotional world. Be truthful. Speak your truth. I mean, it's really time. The King of Swords, he's balanced mental and emotionally. He's diplomatic. He's professional. He's a good communicator. And he's brilliant. He's really impartial, quite objective. But it's about speaking your truth with confidence, with clarity. Now you have the Ten of Swords. So they're showing you the recipe. So something got delivered, didn't put you in a good space. You kind of manifested, so how are we going to fix it? We're going to prioritize, change up our ingredients, because these things really matter to you, Gemini. Whether it's your career, your school, your relationships, it matters. So let's get back to the drawing board, because the mix isn't right. Something in the ingredients, the proportions aren't right. So let's reprioritize. Let's be honest with ourselves, with our relationships, with our jobs, be diplomatic. And if you feel like you're not being objective, maybe seek out an objective third party. Be careful with your contemporaries, like your best friends, right? Because you attract what you are, right? So it's not really more objective. So, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a professional in some capacity. The Ten of Swords is like, look at the reason this is happening, and it's not going to get worse, Gemini, but the reason you're having this experience is because you're having a taste of that old pattern, that old cycle. And the universe is like, you don't like that taste, do you? You don't. You remember what that tastes like. So they're doing this. You're like, oh, don't do it. You know, like, I don't like it. So you can reevaluate. That's what Mercury retrograde is helping us to do. You know, it's been a weird ass, funky Mercury retrograde. But they're saying, look, you're recovering from these patterns. You're trying to, kind of clean up or rearrange some of these old habits. That's why I gave you a little taste, because they realize you don't want the whole meal, right? We're not going to waste all those ingredients. Let's redo it. You guys are moving forward. You guys are actually doing really good. You're getting better. We all are, right? So embrace the changes. Expect things to get better from here on out, but it does take your participation, Gemini. I hope this serves you guys. We can do it. I keep telling everybody, si se puede. I'm not sure if anybody knows Spanish, but it means we can do it. But yes, we're in it together. If you guys would like a more in-depth reading, a healing session, my link is down below. Otherwise, have a beautiful week, guys, and I will see you next week for next week's readings. Take care.